All rise.
What the what? Already? Is it 8 a.m. Pacific time already?
It is.
Dang.
It's specific time.
Specific?
Yeah.
Yeah.
8 a.m. Wow. Here we are. Welcome to you. Please be seated. My name is Lou Gallagher.
I'm Corvette Ronnie.
You know him. You love him. And we are here on a Sunday for M.A.S.S. M.A.S.S stands for Men Are So Smart. M-A-S-S, Sunday morning Mass. And so here we are. And then with that statement goes hand in hand, well, where were you last week?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's another story.
Funny. We talk about how we don't have a huge audience. And that's a whole show right there. But I got enough email about it. Between the fires, my health situation, the no smoking, Forrest Fenn, between all of those things, my email was ablaze this last week.
Yeah, there was a lot of things going on last week, and then we didn't have a show.
Right. Well, maybe you might want to explain what took place, and then I'll jump in as I see it to be apropos.
So we had a bit of an emergency at work. One of the deputies that I work with had an emergency at home, and he took the week off. Mm-hmm. And so it was mandatory. They just assigned his days right down the line to all of the retired folks that can work them. So they set me up with Sunday. I'm like, and I tried to trade it with a couple different guys and couldn't trade it off. So I ended up working on Sunday.
Yeah. So which was not really a problem.
But, yeah, I mean, well, it was a little bit of a problem at work. Sunday was hot. A week ago, Sunday was miserable hot still here. It was over 100. Air quality index was over 450. It was a long, miserable day.
Yeah, not to just pass it over like that, but it was pretty hot around here. And that goes hand in hand with our current conditions, which people were emailing me about, which when you walk outside in the greater Sacramento and surrounding areas, speaking of which, Melanie Dodson first in this morning.
I saw that.
Mm-hmm, from Redding.
Followed closely by Rick.
Uh-huh.
Rick Clemens right behind her, then OK Larry and KDM.
So when you walk outside, it looks like you're on the planet Mars. Everything is kind of orangey.
Yeah. I have a picture that my son-in-law sent me. They live in San Francisco, and he was taking his dog out, their dog out for a walk at about 11 a.m. It looks like end of days.
Right.
It's orange and hazy. It's the spookiest picture that's, with no touch up on it I've ever seen.
Well, let's go ahead and let you know that although there are many in peril, as it specifically or pacifically pertains to Ronnie and I, we are both okay. We are not in any immediate danger.
No.
Although
I think the closest one is probably, about 40 miles from here or so?
Yeah, that's not to say there wasn't a small fire down by the river and the airport that took place. I think that was on Friday, Ron.
Yeah, there have been. In fact, I think that guy, they arrested a guy on that one. He was in the median lighting a fire. So crazy people. But we have had fires around us, but nothing big. And so we're in pretty good shape, but they're close.
Yeah. And so, and our thoughts and our hopes and our prayers are with the people who have been affected by these fires. And it's not just Central California. It's not just Northern California.
No.
It's Southern California as well.
Yep.
And without going into it too much, the last time the president paid a visit to California, this was a hot button topic for him and then Governor Brown and now Governor Nuisance, about what's the term for backfiring? Forest management. That's exactly what it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think he has any idea of the geography that makes up the West Coast.
It's rugged.
There's just no way you could do that.
No, it's pretty rugged. So, and in fact, President's going to be here tomorrow. He's flying into McClellan Air Force Base.
Oh, great. Now I'm not going to see Flipper.
But, and again, that's the focus of his visit is, forest management. Now, I've heard a couple of experts, if you will, and they say that the reason it's getting worse is because we're putting the fires out. What needs to happen is the fires need to burn themselves out, and then there's no fuel. But I'm not sure we really want that to happen.
No.
The air quality is so bad. I mean, it really is. You go outside, my car is covered with ash.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't washed my car in 2 weeks because it's futile. I mean, there's no sense. But it's the air quality is just, people are wearing masks, but not because they're going into a store. It's because the air quality is so bad.
Yeah. I remember there was a day when we used to laugh at the people of Japan.
Yes.
When they would be walking down, taking care of everyday business in Japan,
with a mask on.
Right. Yeah. And we would mock.
They might have it right. I'm not sure. I know my daughter and son-in-law were there before this whole pandemic thing started. It's probably just about a year ago now. They were in Japan, and they just, everybody wears a mask. It's just how they go about their business.
Hey, Gavin, it's not climate change. It's total mismanagement of the forest. Yeah, that's the political road I wasn't really going to go down, but again, my opinions are just my opinions, and they are not tied to any one specific party. But all I'm saying is that I don't understand that. I don't think the president understands California. That's what I'm saying. And it's easy for him to poke, especially when it's fire season every single year. But as we were saying, it would be very difficult to do the backfiring that, they're talking about, the management.
Yeah.
So, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it would be nice because there's a lot of dead trees laying on the forest floor.
Mm-hmm.
But people, it is rugged terrain, and so it's difficult to get back there and get them. But they should probably, it would be great if they could open that up and actually pay people to haul dead trees out of there.
Not a bad idea.
You wouldn't have to pay people a lot because you still get money for harvesting lumber.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing wrong with dead trees as far as making, decks out of them and what have you.
Well, look at what it's doing for some parts of the economy. For instance, David Paisano says, "I'm wearing a mask because I rob banks for a living. They've made it easy for me now." See, so there's a niche a niche line of work, which we're seeing, some channeling of funds.
Right. Yeah. Well, I don't, and like I said, parts of the forest are, we we had a cabin. My in-laws had a cabin up in the Tahoe National Forest, and it was, I don't even know how many acres constituted their backyard, but probably like 3 or 4 acres, maybe at least. And it was forest land, national forest land, and it was steep. And we just never, it's not a place that you would even go for a hike because it was just very steep up and very steep down. So if you had a tree there that had fallen over, and of course there's a lot of pine trees and pine needles, and man, when that stuff gets dry, it takes one spark and it ignites. You could have very easily lost the cabin. I'm honestly, we still see it. If we drive to Tahoe, you look up on your left at Echo Summit and you can see the cabin there. I'm shocked that it's still standing because of all these fires. It just takes one little spark to set these off.
Yeah, and it's, the reason that we need the firefighters is because one fire leads to another, which is just a foot away, and of course it takes off that way. But it's the ashes, the embers that fly through the air that carry the flames further and start fires ahead, and then it's just a matter of one catching up to the next.
Right.
And then next thing you know, you're losing acreage, tons of it.
Yeah. So hopefully, it sounds like one of the big fires, I can't remember what they call it, the LMU fire or something like that. Sounds like they have that one contained now.
Mm-hmm.
So they're getting a handle on it. But a lot of it is, when they mean contained, it means that they have it surrounded, and then they just let it kind of burn into itself until there's no fuel.
Right.
So it's a matter of getting completely around the fire, and sometimes you have to have a fire line that's dozens, if not 100 miles long.
Right.
And it's almost impossible to do. So it's a daunting task. My hat's off to the firefighters. And
oh my God, I don't know how they do the job.
Yeah. I have a hard enough time doing my job in a black uniform when it's 100 degrees, but I can wear short sleeves. They're wearing turnouts made of fire retardant materials that don't breathe at all.
No.
So they're just a special kind of superhuman being that I could not even begin to imagine.
For hours on hours on hours on end.
Yep. You see those guys, they're sitting on the ground, leaning up against a tire on their fire truck, sound asleep.
Right.
Like, yep, I get it.
Wherever they can catch 3 minutes.
Right.
And if I also might say, there are a lot of criminals from local jails and prisons that help these firefighters in specific programs that I'm not completely aware of. But I read a story the other day that they are going to offer to some of these less violent prisoners who've been helping the possibility of a job as a firefighter.
Yeah. I you know what? I'm kind of with that. I'm okay with that. They're already trained.
Right.
They've already been out there fighting fires.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like you have to take somebody off the street and put them through an academy and teach them everything. These guys have been hands-on, and they've risked their lives. And so, you know what? Yeah, throw them a bone.
And they don't need a hand out. They need a helping hand up.
Yep.
And I think that's something that's admirable. Enough about that. All right. So that's that. We're not near the fires.
No.
We're not in any immediate danger. And the smoke is so bad, it's like when you try to cut cheesecake. And that's what we're breathing. And as Ronnie said, people are wearing masks, not so much for the Rona.
Right. Yeah. We did go to Sam's Club yesterday, and we did have to wear a mask.
Did you?
Yeah, that's all right. I don't mind. It's worth it to go to Sam's Club.
Yeah, I suppose. All right, let's take a look at some of the stuff that's going on in the chat room. All right.
Yep.
You got some? Can you bring me up to speed? I'm not able to even see it this morning.
Let's see. KDM says in the Ozarks, people volunteer to clear deadwood for others to get free firewood. Okay.
That sounds like a great program to me.
Yes.
Although this is California and people want handouts.
Right. Yeah. And again, Ozarks, I think, are in Arkansas. I'm not, or they're back east for sure. Maybe Tennessee. Might be a little bit flatter there. I mean, Ozarks are definitely mountains, but the terrain here is so rugged you can't even imagine. So, little different setup. Christine is having Pringles and tea. She's set. Let's see. David Pisano is going into a Billy Joel song. We didn't start the fire.
We didn't.
Yeah, it's always burning since the world's been turning.
Hey, I heard a story, and I hate to be passing on what may be false news, but I heard that one of the fires was started by one of those
Antifa type
No.
people?
No. What do they call those parties that they have now when you divulge what you're having?
Gender reveal.
Right. It was a gender reveal that went bad.
Yes, that is not a story. That's reality.
Dude. You had one job.
Yeah, and that was to not start 50,000 acres on fire.
Yeah. Right. Well, you know what? He'll just write a check. It'll be fine.
Yeah, it's, you know what? I'm all for gender reveals. We did one when my daughter was pregnant, but it was very, very low key. You don't have to try to outdo everybody on your gender reveal.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously, I've seen, there was one on America's Funniest Videos last week. They did a gender reveal, and it was a balloon, and it was just a red balloon, but it was filled with a colored powder.
Oh, okay.
So pink for girl and blue for boy, obviously.
Is that how that works?
Yeah, that's what I understand.
All right.
And they held the balloon up over their head, and when they popped the balloon, they both got covered in blue powder. I mean, absolutely covered, and it was hilarious. Like, best gender reveal ever, right?
Yeah, I mean, you can never plan that.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. Okay, David has a point. Just because you reveal the gender does not mean they will grow up that way.
Yes. So I don't know if you know Trevor Noah at all.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, he's a comedian. And
Yep.
He's got a show. Is it Talk Soup, or he does a show similar to that.
Yeah.
But he did during one of his stand-up routines. I saw this. He said, how can you pick the sex, or how can you reveal the sex of your child when you don't know what they've picked yet? So
if you're going to play by the rules, you got to play by the rules.
Yeah.
And if you don't know what the rules are, then you could be subject to a lot of, complications, let's say.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Tisha's saying balloons and the party wasn't enough. Had to add pyrotechnics.
You always got to outdo the Joneses, right, Ronnie?
Just does not make good sense. I don't know. Yeah, but
anytime you're thinking that, it doesn't make sense.
Well, it's funny because everybody, at least everybody in California, should be thinking about fire safety, and yet we live up against a green belt, and part of it is owned by the state, but we own a 2-foot section of it next to the roadway because there's a fence along it. And so we have to keep it cleared of brush and weeds and whatever.
Someone has to.
Yes. So our homeowner association does it. And one of our crazy neighbors was out there, probably about early July, probably before the 4th of July. And he was using his lawnmower to cut it. Well, a little bit breezy that day, and you have a metal blade, and this green belt has rocks here and there.
Oh, sure.
It takes one spark from that blade hitting a rock.
One little rock.
And all our houses are burned down.
Yep.
So I had to have a little talk with him and tell him, hey, you got to use a line trimmer only.
Did you give him one of those why I yada?
I shook my finger at him
Attaboy,
very
Ronnie.
sternly as I could. And
did you ban him from our show?
Give him one of those.
Did you?
For shame, for shame, for shame.
That's hilarious. Ronnie, he is the property manager, let's call it. No.
Yeah.
What are you, president of the homeowners? That's what it is.
Yes, I'm president of the HOA.
Okay.
We're not like, it's not some Nazi frickin' HOA here. We're very low key. But my God, use some common sense, man.
Yeah. I agree. All right.
So, hey,
yeah.
You know what? Moving on.
Okay.
I think we have to talk about the elephant in the room.
Oh, for sure.
Because a lot of our viewers became viewers because of a subject that we covered a couple times.
All right. Well, we'll back up the cart. When we were young hooligans on the YouTube, we were doing whatever we could to try to find an audience for the kind of stuff that we like to talk about, never knowing that it would end up being like a live talk show.
Right.
Who would have thought? It coming from two different locations back then. Are you kidding? We were in a boat shop, broadcasting from inside of boats.
Yes.
Some of you that are really, really diehard, true fans have seen some of those first couple of episodes. If you haven't, go back and watch them.
They were pretty rough, for sure.
Well, we happened to do a story that I found about a guy who had hidden a treasure somewhere amidst 4 different states. And long story short, the response to that story blew up our page.
Yeah.
So this is Forrest Fenn and his treasure. And the elephant in the room that Ronnie referred to is that Mr. Fenn passed away on Monday. And any of us, whether we are searchers, armchair searchers, people that just pass on information, people that have read the book, it's as if Mr. Fenn was very approachable and touchable. He was a man who was very accomplished, Ronnie.
He had done things that most people only dream about, really.
He from very poor upbringing.
Self-made, 100% self-made millionaire.
Mm-hmm.
And just a really good guy. Can you imagine how you would feel if you received maybe 150 to 250 emails every day wanting information about something that you had hidden?
A little something from you.
I mean, he was unbelievably gracious of his time. Just a genuine American hero kind of a guy.
He won a medal in the Air Force for flying, I think, 320 out of 365 days in combat missions.
Yep.
That's remarkable.
He really did. He had done it all and been there and seen that. there just wasn't a lot that he probably didn't see. He lived to be 90 years old, which, you know what? If somebody came to you today and said, sign this document and you can live to be 90, probably 100% of us, 95% of us at least, would probably sign that in a heartbeat and say, yeah, I'll take 90 years. And especially because he was still so vibrant at 90. There's a lot of people that just don't have those same faculties at the age of 90 that he did. So he was blessed, and I think 90 is a pretty good run. So
for sure. I had an opportunity to interface with him roughly about a month ago, I guess it was, maybe a little longer. And he was still as sharp as ever and subtle.
Yeah.
And a man of few words. Yeah. And it was all encapsulated into one little bit of information that identified him to the world, which was his signature sign-off, a lowercase f.
Yep.
For Forrest or Fenn. And I'm not that big a deal. You don't need to capitalize the first letter in my name.
Yeah. Well, he was, and it's a huge loss. I mean, it really is. So, but now we move on, and you know what? And now the real conspiracy theory people will come out of the woodwork and say that he knew he was dying, which he may have, and that he pointed somebody in the right direction to find his treasure. So
that opens up a whole can of integrity.
Yep.
And I think really that's what is at the heart of the matter here with people. Not to say that there isn't a group of people who believe they still had the correct solve. Wyoming wasn't the most popular of choices of the 4 states.
No.
But I think that if you had a solve that was in Wyoming, at this point it's like, oh, it's mine. I know it's mine.
Yep. Yep.
And I'm still getting email from people about how, if you'd like to talk about my solve, here it is. We're not going to do that, guys.
No. Well, and oh my God, please don't send us any more solves.
No. No.
I don't even know. We must have gotten, over the last couple of years, we must have gotten 200 solves maybe sent to us.
Yeah. And I don't think
bizarre.
I don't think I deleted mine, so I still have them.
Yeah.
Somewhere, but I mean that's just that's taking up a lot of memory.
Yeah. So, but there's no reason to send any more solves. You know what? If you think you have the solve, go there and see if it's a spot where it looks like there was just a treasure chest sitting. I still say that Forrest had it right. People should get out and wander around and hike around and explore and have fun and enjoy what, my God, we probably have the most beautiful nation in the world, or certainly one of the most beautiful. Enjoy it. Take advantage of it. Compared to some other places like Australia, we have far fewer things that will kill you in the wild than Australia. So,
which is nice.
Which is a bonus.
Yeah.
You're going to be out in the wilderness. It's nice to know that not a lot of things are out here to kill me.
Well, the world is just not going to be the same.
No.
It's a great loss for a lot of people, and some who knew him, some who didn't. I can tell you I still have the book right here in my drawer, my desk. Ta-da!
Yep. So anyway, I would just say, rest in peace, Forrest, and hope the family and everybody concerned with the treasure kind of finally can put it behind him a little bit now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure that was a huge, even just for the family, it had to be overwhelming for the last
10, 11 years.
Yeah, for the last numerous years. So
yep. Mm.
I'm glad that it's over and that he can finally rest.
All right, you want to move on to something fun?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, we're going to do our Mantasy Draft this morning, as we do each and every Sunday.
Yep.
And if you are not familiar, maybe you're new to the show, especially wanted to say hi to Kathy Garcia, who checked in this morning on the live chat. I saw your message. I didn't get a chance to say hi. Thank you very much, Kathy. Appreciate it. The way that our draft works is we pick a topic, and then from that topic, we develop a team of 3 items. For instance, it could be breakfast cereals, and you might want to have Cheerios and Trix and Cocoa Puffs. That's how it works. But we do it in what's called a snake draft. And that's why we determine who gets to go first. That person can either pick the first person, one pick, or they can defer. Defer meaning the other, his opponent, would get to make a pick, but only one. In turn, the person who deferred gets to pick two mints and one.
2 minutes. Yes.
So that's how it works. And today, our topic is going to be ice cream flavors at Baskin Robbins. Mm-hmm. It's still kind of summery around here in Sacramento.
Oh, boy. Yeah.
I did notice that I was in Rite Aid. Wow, that hurt my brain. A couple of months back, and their ice cream section is not open with the Rona.
Oh, man.
And I'd have gotten an ice cream cone because I love that thrifty ice cream.
It is the best. It's just so all-American.
Yeah.
Their strawberry tastes like strawberry.
And now they have waffle cones.
Oh, boy. Oh, that's the best.
I was pretty disappointed.
Oh, man. Yeah, but it's not nickel. It's not a nickel scoop like it was back in our day.
If I'm out of the house, it doesn't matter what it costs. I'm just going to...
That's true, yeah.
It may not happen again for another couple years. You take advantage of the feeling right now. Okay, so let's see what people are saying. Whoops. Chocolate peanut butter, says your wife.
Okay.
Rocky Road says Tisha.
Yeah. Chocolate mint, Christine.
Okay.
Cherry Garcia. Cherry Garcia is Ben and Jerry's.
All right.
Although Baskin Robbins has something
cherry
similar.
really. Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah.
They have something similar.
Mm-hmm. And just so you know, these are going to be items that are picked from their menu. Okay, so I mean, if
we're not talking about flavor of the month, anything special. It's
right.
One of their regular,
And you know why?
No pumpkin spice.
No, you know why there's 31 flavors?
Because of the days of the month.
Exactly, because there's 31 days in the month, and this was a campaign that they did several years back. I think in the 80s, like 87 or something. And what they did was they offered up a flavor of the day every day for 31 days.
Oh, wow.
And so then they became to be known as 31 Flavors Baskin Robbins.
Yep.
So this would be, we're each going to pick 3 out of the 31 available flavors. Okay?
Yes.
And it could be anything on the menu. What do I mean? Well, what if you wanted a sherbet?
They have that.
Exactly. It's on the menu. So you could pick that. I don't know about Italian ice, but when I was a kid, that's what everybody got on my block. Do you know what those are?
No, I don't think so.
An Italian ice comes in a cup, and it's practically a cup of sugary syrup where it gets frozen, but not before the heaviest of the syrup can float to the bottom so that there's one entire half-inch layer of frozen sugar.
Mm.
And what you do is you eat that thing down to a certain point where you can flip it over so you can get to that sugary part. Those are Italian ices. Man, I remember the Good Humor Man used to bring those.
Oh, boy.
Did you ever have a good...
You had me at sugar.
Mm-hmm. What about Good Humor? Do you remember that play?
I do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then they also had Good Humor had an ice cream truck.
The white trucks.
Yes, that would drive around. The Good Humor Man, I believe.
Yep.
So.
Yep. And they had the bells and stuff.
Yeah.
All right. So there you go. Let's see. What do we got? Ice cream. You scream. We all scream for ice cream, says Otis. Good morning, buddy.
Daiquiri Ice, says Katie.
Moose Tracks, says okay, Larry.
Yeah, you know what? There are very few really not great ice cream flavors. I used to work at an Italian restaurant.
At a what?
An Italian restaurant.
Oh,
I was a busboy at Pagliucci's. I don't know if you remember that. But they served, what the hell? What's the name of that Italian ice cream?
Spumoni.
Spumoni ice cream. I was not a big fan of Spumoni ice cream. And it was genuine, like it had little bits of candy in it and stuff. No. Now we go to Spaghetti Factory. Their Spumoni is more Americanized, and it's good. But Spumoni back then was like, no thanks. I'll just pass on the ice cream.
Spumoni.
Not so much.
Not so much. All right. So now we got to determine.
Who goes first?
Right. How do you want to do it today? Quickly.
You know what? I think we can try rock, paper, scissors.
Okay. You got it. Let me get in your head.
Let me get my centered here. There you go. There you go. That's good.
All right. And close your eyes. Got to do that.
Yep.
Okay. And here we go. In 1, 2, 3.
Rock. Okay.
Okay.
Let me do this. There we go. All right.
All right. I'm ready. Whoops. Let's see. All right. Close my eyes. And 1, 2, 3.
Oh. All right. Well, I don't think I can lose this week anyway, so it doesn't matter.
I'm sorry. Did you say something that was reverent? I doubt it.
I've got the winner, definitely.
Okay, so let's see. I wasn't expecting to win. I don't know why.
Nobody was. And nobody's expecting you to win Mantasy Draft either.
Yeah, but I could really surprise you. And then where would you be? Melanie, help me out.
Yep.
Lou, Teresa's dad always had great ice cream in the freezer. Yeah. Teresa's dad was a mailman. God bless him.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And you loved his ice cream?
Oh, man, it was delicious. He always had sandwiches, ice cream sandwiches.
Those are some of my favorite.
Yeah. I'm not a big fan of the Metropolitan or the Neapolitan?
Oh, I do like those.
The vanilla chocolate strawberry. Not such a fan of those. I like to just give me a chocolate with vanilla ice cream. That's all I want.
Yeah. You're pretty black and white.
You know what else I like? Choco tacos.
Oh, those are good.
They really are.
Oh, those are so good.
And I've got this thing that I do. When the ice cream man is coming down the street, I get this look on my face. We'll get to our draft in a minute. Hold on. I get this look on my face like this, and I go, Choco taco. People, they can't resist.
And
all right.
You don't walk all that well, but I bet you run after the ice cream truck. Just pain and all, you'll still run after, or knock a little kid off his bike and then grab it.
Yeah. I got to get me some of them flying monkeys. That's what I need. Flying monkeys. All right. Let's see. Melanie Dodson. Did you tell me what flavor, Mel? Should I? Let's see. Should I pass or should I? I'm going to defer.
Okay. All right.
So you're going to get the first pick, and you'll get one pick. Then it'll come to me where I'll get 2 picks.
Well, so with that, I think I'm just going to go ahead and take what might be the most popular flavor ever. Chocolate chip cookie dough.
You son of a bitch.
Mm-hmm. Numero uno. The little chunks of cookie dough.
I knew if I deferred. All right.
Chocolate chip cookie dough. There it is. For the win. Mic drop.
Okay, so then I'm going to go with fudge brownie.
That's a good second pick.
And I'm going to go with vanilla.
That's very vanilla of you.
Thank you.
Their vanilla is good, though. Their vanilla is very good. I'll give you that.
Or is that a strategy of mine?
Are you trying to lull me into a false sense of security, perhaps?
I see you, Ronnie. I
have 2 more that are out of this world.
Unleash the beast.
So, number 2 for me is Cherry's Jubilee.
Okay.
Which is very much like Cherry Garcia.
Yes.
They have half chunks. They're not little bits of cherry. They're cherries cut in half in that ice cream. It's very Cherry's Jubilee.
Is it like a cherry explosion in your mouth?
It kind of is. It could be like a cherry bomb. Yeah, that's what it is.
Stick to the menu, kid. All right.
And then, let me see. And I get yes. Mm-hmm. I get another pick.
Right, and then I pick my final one.
My number 3 is probably my all-time favorite, Rocky Road, because it's got marshmallow, it's got chocolate, and it's got walnuts. The walnuts are all right. They're they're just tossed in. But the marshmallows in chocolate ice cream, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, yep. And they still have some elasticity to them when you're chewing them.
They do, yes.
Yeah,
cold. They still do. Yep. Yeah. So, all right, there we go. Okay. That's mine.
Ronnie, hold on. I'll pick my last. Otis says, does root beer float count?
No. It's not nice.
Wait a minute. I'm back here. You know what? You slow yourself down to about 7 right now. It's on the damn menu board, isn't it?
Oh, Otis, what have you done?
Oh, Andy.
For shame. Let's see. Mint chocolate chip. Jim says mint chocolate chip. You know what? That made my list, but it was my number 4 in case one of my other ones got stolen.
Okay, so I'm down to my last pick. That's what we're waiting on, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Because you have fudge brownie and vanilla.
All right. Dang it. I'm going to go with chocolate.
Ooh, okay. Since you went with vanilla, I wouldn't expect any less. So Lou has fudge brownie.
Uh-huh.
He's got vanilla, and he's got chocolate.
Yes. You know what I am? I'm diversified.
You went to both polar opposites, the chocolate and the vanilla.
Bonding them both, almost melding them both with fudge brownie. You want to talk about an explosion of brownie in your mouth.
Oh, Greg Everly's here.
Oh, good.
So my picks were chocolate chip cookie dough. Come on, really? That's the best. Next was Cherries Jubilee with the half cherries, and then Rocky Road ice cream, which I'm kind of a chocolate fiend, and so that Rocky Road is kind of a no-brainer for me. So let's get the votes in. I'll start keeping track. Tisha says Ronnie. I'll keep track this way.
Oh, good. Okay, so Melanie says Lou for the win.
Okay, so it's one apiece there.
Okay.
Yes, Rick, I know. I do know my ice cream. Even though I'm not eating much lately, it's eating much ice cream.
Seems to me that maybe I ought to reiterate what mine are. I've got the fudge brownie. Then I've got chocolate and vanilla, people.
That's true. They're three staples. They're three very plain, boring chocolate and vanilla. I guess you could say all three of yours are vanilla. Really.
You could. Or pedestrian.
Jim is giving me the vote. Thank you, Jim.
Otis voted for me.
Kathy's going for you.
Hi, Kathy M.
And Katie went with you. Oh, my gosh. Otis, I got 4 for Lou and 3 for me. What's happening here? And then Salty Dog gave it to you. Oh, my gosh. What is going on? Oh, Ken Blythe, he gave me one. So now it's 5-4.
There's 2 Ronnies and a Lou.
Oh, yep. Thank you, Greg.
The voting's very good this week. Thank you, guys. You're really jumping in there. Let us know when you think you're done here.
Steve, 6. Oh, it's all tied up. Oh, wait. Jason gave you a nod. Oh, check it out. It's 7-7. Oh, thank you, Vicky. 8-7.
I thought Vicky already voted.
I think she knows she can't vote twice.
Well, I would hope so.
Because she would be suspended for a week. Jason is off suspension this week, by the way.
Good. I missed him.
Because it was several weeks he was on suspension because he voted like 17 times one week. I don't know, something like that.
And we had to keep banning him and banning him and banning him and banning him.
Neck and neck at the wire. It is 8-7. I'm up by 1.
Thank you for your vote, Salty Dog, by the way.
Yes. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Paisano says it's a tie because it's ice cream.
It's hard to go wrong. Yeah. It's hard to choose unwisely with ice cream.
Jason says, don't worry, I boycotted your show while I was on suspension. That might segue us to our next topic, Ronnie. Okay.
Have you ever gone to an ice cream store? There's one in Lodi. It's kind of a specialty ice cream store that we went to. And I just went crazy. I ordered something that I would never typically order because I was at some place I'd never been. And I had like a strawberry ice cream with bits of strawberry in it. And it was good. But normally I'm all about that Rocky Road.
Yeah.
Or that base.
I'm a fan of the Rocky Road. I'm a fan of the Rocky Road. I really am. But it's the nuts that I'm not a fan of.
You know what? I was never a big fan. I didn't like walnuts in my chocolate chip cookies. And my mom made them specifically without walnuts because I was not a fan. But since being on this low carb diet, walnuts are great. And we keep a bag in the refrigerator and I take walnuts with me when I go to work. They're very filling and I'm actually kind of getting a taste for them. So
I'm allergic.
Are you? Wow.
Yeah, that's why at Christmas time, I really got to watch which cookies I'm eating. My mouth will swell up. It's like nothing else.
It looks like maybe you had some walnuts this morning then.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry.
I had walnut flakes. All right, what do
Well,
we got?
let's get the last votes in. Anybody that hasn't voted,
I think just about everybody has. It's a tie.
I've got it 8-7.
In your favor?
Yeah.
Salty
Yep.
dog. That says either Lou or LOL. I can't see it.
It says LOL. He wouldn't want to vote twice. He's already voted.
He knows better than that.
Yeah.
Ronnie
He may be a
doesn't take
salty
that
dog,
lightly.
but he's a wise salty dog.
Yeah. Who
Yeah,
knows
well,
he knows that Brandy, she's a fine woman. What a good wife she would be.
That's my German Shepherd's name, by the way.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, we sing that song to her every once in a while.
Brandy, you're a fine girl.
Haagen-Dazs. God dang. T-shirt says Haagen-Dazs Rocky Road. Haagen-Dazs has, I think their chocolate, if I'm not mistaken, Haagen-Dazs has vanilla bean ice cream. That's amazing. I'm not sure I've ever had their Rocky Road, but I'm sure it's also very good too.
What's the name of that other ice cream place here in Sacramento that was kind of like a chain?
Cold Stone.
Yeah, Cold
Yes.
Stone Creamery. Man,
Yes.
I did a live broadcast from there once,
Uh-huh.
and I got me a waffle cone with something chocolatey. I don't know what the hell it was. Oh, I don't know if I've ever had a better cone than that.
So they do something that's very unique. You pick your ice cream, and then you pick your blend, whatever you want blended into it, and they put it out on this ice cold slab of stone, and then they get a couple of spatula looking things, and they start working it together, and it's a pretty amazing concoction.
Well, this show is nothing if not about explosions in your mouth.
Greg says, Lou, you sound taller on the radio.
I am taller.
Oh, and then Rick Clemenson threw out Farrell's. Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Rest in peace, Farrell's. I did love me some Farrell's. That was some fun
They
stuff.
did try to bring that back. It just wasn't going to catch on. It was too...
Well, and Sacramento probably has one of the most amazing hometown ice creameries ever in Leatherby's.
Right.
That ice cream, if you're in the Sacramento area, you have to stop at Leatherby's. It is amazing. And we know the family. There is not a more gracious family in the world, I don't believe, than the Leatherby's.
Well, not to mention the fact, Ronnie, that you can go there and you can have a delicious ice cream treat, and then you can go right next door and buy a gun.
That's true. That's true.
I don't make this stuff up.
No, it's good stuff. Yeah, it's good stuff.
And there's no waiting list on the ice cream.
No.
So
you don't have to wait 10 days.
You got that going for you.
God, can you imagine if you had to order ice cream 10 days in advance?
Oh, no way. That's not right. That's infringing on some rights there.
That would be awful. That's un-American.
Right.
That's straight Russian collusion right there, I'm sure.
If that ever happens, go to the gun store first.
Yeah. And then if you wave the pistol around while you're in Leatherby's, they'll give you your ice cream right away.
Yeah. Just tell them that you're there just to kind of try the gun on to see if it fits. I'm going to take it for a test fire.
David Pisano is saying Ted Drew's custard in St. Louis. Wow.
Well, I think I'm going to hop in the car.
There's a good reason to go to St. Louis, finally.
Yep. All right.
Well, I think I'm going to go ahead and take it here. I don't see any more votes coming in. It's 8-7. I'm going to grab this win. I think you won not last week, but the last time we played.
Right,
so,
I did, yeah.
So the trophy is at its normal home again.
All right.
Thank you. Thank you all for everybody that voted. That was vigorous voting there for a minute.
It was hard and fast.
Yeah. Everybody's getting ready for the elections in November, so they had their voting ready to go.
Yeah. I'm still going to vote by mail.
I'm going to vote by female, I think. I'm not sure.
Good luck.
Yeah. Give my ballot to my wife and let her turn it in.
I'm just not going to delay this time. I'm just going to get it in the mail.
Yep.
Process it and send it back.
You know, I am a little bit I'm not like conspiracy theory or paranoid about using the mail, but I do like the fact that there is a voting place right down the street from me that I can actually physically drop my ballot off in the box.
Yeah, there's that.
So I believe that's what we will probably do. I'll probably turn it in on election day, but physically put it in the box myself. And again, I'm not paranoid and I don't mistrust the post office or that it will be mishandled, but just to make sure that my vote is counted, that's how I'm going to roll.
Well, okay. You know why I vote by mail? It's because they really frown on you bringing a beer and a cigarette with you to the polling place, which I don't understand.
Although now it would just be a beer, wouldn't it?
Exactly.
How long has it been now, by the way?
It's been over 50 days.
Nice.
And I can sit here and with a clear conscience say that I have not even had one cheat cigarette. And when you factor in that I smoke about a pack a day, and they're about $10 a pack, that means that I've saved our family over $500 so far.
$500.
Yeah, and every day that clicks off on the old odometer,
yep,
one day I save $10 more. So,
yep,
that's
significant.
It really is.
And you know what? You're doing amazing things for your own health. There's nothing but upside. Are you still doing a patch?
Oh no, Ronnie, I stopped doing a patch about 3 or 4 days into this because with the surgery, which is scheduled for October 14th, by the way. I haven't confirmed that date, but I got the news on Friday late.
Nice. Excellent.
So, which I don't know, it's kind of bittersweet because, I mean, the last thing I want to do is be laid up for 4 months because of neck surgery.
Yeah.
But, yeah, the fact is the tobacco is very bad for the fusing of bones. And
I would say that it's probably anti-fusing.
Right. And also, it does a number on your blood cells, smoking tobacco. It does on your blood cell count. So, yeah, I'll pass on more information as I get it, but I just got this information on Friday, and the wife and I are trying to make some plans around that. So October 14th is the date. Quickly, Ronnie, today is the first Sunday of NFL football. What will you be doing today?
Not watching football. As much as I feel like the 49ers are going to have a great year, and I'm not anti-49ers, I'm a little bit anti-NFL. I'm definitely anti-NBA. And I'm not saying that anybody else has to do this. I'm not trying to force my boycott down anybody else's throat. But that's just, you know what? I think that they're pandering. And so for me personally, I watch sports to escape everything else that's on TV and radio and Facebook 24/7. And so as long as there is anything political on any of those, with any of those sports, I'm not going to watch them. I'll watch tennis. The U.S. Open is on. There's plenty of other things that I can do with my time. Bought a new guitar recently. Play my guitar. Lots of things I can do besides watching sports. So, and you know what? I used to be a guy because I played fantasy football, I would watch a minimum of 3 games every Sunday, sometimes 4, and then also a 3-hour game on Monday night. So I might have like 15 hours in a week of watching NFL. This year it's going to be 0. So, and we'll see if, maybe they change. And honestly, if they change mid-season, I'm going to stay hard and fast. I'm not going to watch the Super Bowl this year. I'm not going to watch any playoffs. I'll definitely follow it in the news just to see how my 49ers are doing, but I'm not watching. So that's me personally.
I will not be watching. All I'm going to say is the reality of it really came to be last night when I got a random text from my eldest son, and he said something like, "Hey, Dad, how you doing? Are you excited about the NFL season tomorrow?" And I did not know how to get back to him.
Yeah.
It's not like I want to brainwash anybody into thinking one way or the other.
Right.
As an American, the only thing that I can do is not support something that I don't believe in.
Right.
And if you don't believe in it, yet you do support it, you're being hypocritical.
Yep.
And that's where the gray line is. And so I did not want to bring down my son's mood about it, because if he wants to watch it, by all means, he can watch it. Doesn't matter what his old man does.
Right.
But I had to get back to him, so I told him I wouldn't be watching the NFL. It really set in when I wrote that.
Yeah.
And, here we are about an hour away from first game.
I mean, it does. It definitely, it makes it real when you say it out loud. And then, like I said, I'm going to be hard and fast where I just not going to be tempted to watch any. I think it's wrong. And so that's how I'm going. And again, all I can do is not watch. That's how I vote. That's how I show my displeasure, is by not supporting it at all. I have so much 49er gear that I normally wear during football season. Not going to wear any of it. Not going to support them at all. Not buying anything 49ers this year. Usually my birthday and Christmas, I get a hoodie or a hat or something, 49er pajamas or something. I don't want any of it. I'm just not supporting anybody in the NFL. I'm not anti-49er for sure, but I am anti-pandering to a domestic terrorism group. So
pandering is the word too.
Yeah. Yep.
It can be disguised many ways, people.
Yep.
Pandering is a very simple word to understand, though. Think about it.
Yep.
Okay. Here's what I'd like to try. I can't speak for Ronald, but I've got a few minutes after we sign off here, and I'd like to toss out a question. And for those of you who don't have to run to church or wherever you might have to go, please weigh in on this, all right? It was something that was brought to my attention last night during the NASCAR race in which Brad Keselowski was your ultimate winner in the postseason for NASCAR, if you will. Here's the question, and I'd like for you all to weigh in, and I'm going to do it. Ronnie, are you running out the door?
No.
Okay.
No.
All right, good. So Ronnie will be on there too. The question is, do relationships between crew chiefs and drivers matter for a winning season?
Ooh. Oh boy. You know what? I can't wait to see. I am going to stick around for that.
Okay, so in the live chat, although we're going to end the video portion of this,
or at least try to end it.
My wife, she mocks me every week when this comes up, and she laughs out loud like the whole neighborhood needs to hear. And it's always you. It's always you underneath that big banner that we have going, oh, I think that's it right there. Yep, that's it. Okay. Yep. Oh, wait, we're still on. Oh, you laugh. You laugh. It's you.
Oh, damn.
All right. So the question once again is, does the relationship between a crew chief and a driver make any difference in winning? And to break it down for you just a little bit, of a winning equation, how much of it is driver experience and how much of it is a blend or meld between the crew chief and the driver?
Oh, man. I got so much to say on this. I'm going to save it, though. I'm going to save it for the live chat.
Jim Siri says, I have to tend to my bees. Catch you guys next Sunday.
See you, Jim.
Otis says yes. Tisha says Yogi and Boo Boo.
Hey, Boo Boo.
Hey, Yogi.
Get a picnic basket?
Lovely.
Ranger Rick.
All right, let's see. All right, let's get the heck out of here, Ronnie.
Yep. Let's do this.
Thank you very much for watching today. Hope you got something out of it. We would like for you to give us a like on this episode. That would be great. If you are a non-subscriber, go ahead and click the subscribe button. Doesn't really do much other than you get a notification when our shows come out, and they're scheduled for Sunday mornings at 8 a.m. on the Pacific Coast. Works either way.
On the left coast, which is not the right coast.
Ever.
No.
And so, until we see you next Sunday morning, I'm Lou Gallagher.
I am Corvette Ronnie.
See you next time on Men Are So Smart. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye-bye. Okay. There we go. Is it off?